people are in that question. They're like, but I know everything, but I've already worked so much on myself, but I've done so much personal development already, but I've really gone deep and I've been honest, and it's still not here. The love is still not here. The abundance is still not here. The life of my dreams is still not here. What's in the way? Why? Why there is this gap? And that's what I can call those missing pieces of your soul that have not incarnated into the wholeness. Hello, beautiful humans, inviting you into this moment with me. I want to talk about something really potent that I don't tend to talk about publicly a lot. Normally this level of conversation remains for my close touch containers like ISIS codes or private mentorship. But I felt like I'm even having a little bit of a hesitation because I know that it can be very big for some of you. So inviting you to settle in with me. I'm also celebrating, by the way, this moment in this live, that it's the first live in a really long time that I don't have any filter, not even one. Sometimes people ask me, why do I use filters? And I'm like, because I look amazing with filters. But today is the day when there's not even much makeup. And it's like this. There was a bell to celebrate that. So the theme about never having enough and always wanting more. I know that's a theme that is profoundly relatable for every human being on this planet. We all know the sense of just not getting enough of what we want, not getting enough love, wanting relationships so desperately, not getting enough money. Thank you so much for the compliments. Not getting enough money, not getting enough care, not getting enough. So connect to that in your life now, as you are listening to me. Connect to that place, because we can really do some alchemy here together. Connect to that sense where in your life there's not enough of something. And then hold this as a theme as we are here together. Remove all distractions. The more of yourself you bring here, the deeper you can go and the deeper the process will unfold. So not enough. And then wanting more. I have quite a radical approach to that, because oftentimes we just judge that. Not enough, so it means I'm anxious about having more, so it means it puts me in a state of neediness, and we don't like neediness, right? We don't like neediness in ourselves, we don't like neediness in others, we don't like when others are kind of wanting more of our energy, wanting more of us, and we are giving. Some of us may get very allergic to that. We may even have like an inbuilt inner radar, where it's like you feel a person is kind of having this energy of grasping, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm out. Of course, we can enter into exploring different trauma dynamics there and attachment styles like anxious and avoidant and all of that. So it's all very interesting. But basically, that's something that's so inherent to human experience, this experience of lack. And when we have this sense of like, oh my gosh, this is coming at me, this person wants more of me than I can give, and then all you want is go away, this is a very interesting thing to actually become aware of. Because this strong reaction to that actually points to the places within where you recognize that inside of you. And there may even be a sense of disgust, like, oh my gosh, this person never has enough. They always ask for more. They want more. They want more of my presence. They want more money. They want more attention. They want more care. They want more. And then it's like there might be a sense of like, oh, this is very interesting. Because inevitably, this points inside of you where you are disgusted by your own sense of not enough, your own sense of neediness. So that's a place to get curious. Of course, you may be very much on the other side of it, where you're like, I'm never having enough, in a relationship, I don't have a partner, I want to be loved, and I really need that, and I really desire that. And this is quite often something that my clients come to me with. And they may come and they're like, okay, I'm ready for love, I'm ready for it. And it's also quite interesting actually to speak about as my program Come My Love is coming. By the way, the wait list is for that, the VIP wait list is opening for that in like tomorrow, I think. So it's like one of the last days for you to sign up for that. So anyway, women come and they're like, I want love, I am ready for love, I need love in my life, I need a partner. And from this energy, I know she's not ready. Especially with the kind of women who come to me. It's women who are developed women, high caliber women. They want high caliber men. So this kind of grasping is not going to attract that kind of love. That's one example. Another example is, of course, with money. Yeah, how we may have this grasping attitude towards money. Yeah, if you are offering products or services and then you're expecting to receive payment for something, there may be a sense of, I need that. I need that in order to make the next step in my life. I need that. I'm really expecting that. I am hoping to receive that. And until I do, I don't feel good enough in myself. So it's like we give external factors such as another person, such as money, such as also with homes, we can have that. Yeah, for some of us, home is of such a great importance. And there might be a sense of, I need to have the right living environment, I need to have the right home, and then I will relax in myself, and then I will feel complete, I will feel secure, and so on. So we give those other external objects so much value, so much meaning, that we completely devalue ourselves. And we find ourselves in that never enough state. And so why my approach is very different to that is that I don't see it only as negative, only as like, well, you're in luck, you need to get out of it. Don't go after your desires from a place of luck. Go after them from a place of fullness. This is kind of normal conversation. Yeah, probably most of you are familiar with that. You would be like, okay, yeah, don't go from luck, go from fullness. I don't want to feel this lack. I don't like myself in the neediness. I don't like others in the neediness. And fair enough. But I bring a deeper layer to that. Because I recognize that there is something incredibly beautiful in that. Can we go there? What beautiful can be in this kind of needy, graspy energy? What beautiful can there be? If you feel like you don't want the whole world to know. I remember when I had this experience with my former partner and I really didn't have enough of his attention. And even though he lived just like 20 minutes away from me, he just couldn't find time to come to see me. And I felt so bad about myself that I wanted that I would talk to him and pretend that I was completely fine. I would not let him see how needy I was because I felt that it made me like I lost my worth in being so needy. And so I repressed a lot of that. And needless to say, that relationship didn't have any future. But that's where I really experienced myself in that grasping and so ashamed of that grasping. And still, beauty. Been there. Yeah, I know some of you have been there. Very human. We have to normalize those things. Like, it's human. It's normal. It's actually part of just human existence to be in luck. And I'll explain why. We're going something pretty cool with that. Stick here. And even Egyptian mysteries tie in with all of that. Oh my gosh. So, beauty. What kind of beauty here? When you feel like so disgusted by yourself and so ashamed and you really don't like this energy from anywhere in the world. How beauty? And I invite you, let's go a little deeper. Let's go a little deeper and see that where is this neediness coming from? it's coming from a sense that you don't have enough, obviously. You don't have enough means what? It means, on a deep level, that you are not enough, that you are not connected to that which makes you enough. And what is that makes you enough? Well, like that. Remember that thing you connected to first? That you know the thing that you need, that you would like more of in your life, that it's not enough. So from that thing, how having that thing in your life will make you feel? Serious talk here. How having that thing will make you feel? If it's beloved, it will make you feel loved, right? It will make you feel cared for. If it's money, wealth, it will make you feel maybe free. What does it mean to you? Tell me here in the comments. We're alive for a reason, huh? How will it make you feel when you have? You don't even need to write, like, what is it? If you want, you can write. But, like, just, like, say, how will it make you feel having that? So money, maybe relaxed. Maybe happy. Maybe free. Yeah, different thing for different people. If you're yearning for your home, as I know many of you are, how will it make you feel when you have that home? It will make me feel accomplished, you say, satisfied, secure, free, abundant, relaxed, at peace. So these are all beautiful feelings, nourished, yeah? And you're working with your own theme here. Now, can you feel these feelings now without having that thing? Honestly, can you feel that? Like, can you connect to that sense of safe, successful, relaxed, validated? Can you connect to that now? And if you say no, because I need that thing in order to do it, you are giving away your power. You're saying yes, of course. This is great news, but this is amazing. Now we can party. Because it means that you don't actually need that thing. How cool is that? So that thing was just an activator for you to feel that way. And even more so, kind of a little bit going off topic, but I'll tell you that the more you dwell in that feeling, the sooner that thing will come. But that's a whole other conversation. Anyway, you are able to feel all of that. Now we can party, Olivia. So we can feel all of that now, which means what? You can feel secure, you can feel loved, you can feel appreciated, you can feel at peace, you can feel adored, you can feel what? Abundant. You can feel that you are the abundant divine love that you are. You can feel whole. You can feel complete right now. And not only you can do it, it's actually your true nature. Can you handle that? So every that need, every that feeling of grasping and I need it, but I need this raise, but I need this money, but I need this relationship, but I need this treatment, but I need your attention, all of that is simply a pointer for you to find that you've never been separated, that you've never not had that. Because you wanting that love, you wanting that money, you wanting that housing, it's simply a portal for you to remember yourself as divine. There's a little distraction because the mind is very active and then the mind gets fascinated by the thing. But in the thing, we'll lose the inherent abundance of our nature. Because we are all things already. You are all that money already. You are all that love already. It's you. It's you. It's not outside of you. Can you live like that? That's the real question. Can you live as the divine love that you are? That's the question. Can you? What would it take from you? And then the needs simply pop. And actually from this state, you are much more likely to experience the confirmation of that everywhere. That's the greatest secret. But you go first, because you are the leader of your life. You are that lighthouse of your life that then everything reflects. And so, what's in the way? We are not done yet. What's in the way? Because you're like, okay, I understand. That sounds really good. Yeah, okay. And then you finish this life, and then you go on through your life, and then you find yourself being frustrated that you didn't get enough of that, you didn't get this, and this person didn't behave in the correct way, and they didn't do that, and you didn't receive this. So that means intellectual understanding is not enough. And that's a bit of a, is it ironic? I don't know. Because so many people know the things intellectually, but so what? Even sometimes I hear people say, well, I know these things you are talking about. And so what? Show me your life. Is your life a proof of that? Then we can talk. If not, it means you didn't get it. You think you did because you understand the theory. But the mind is actually quite a fragile thing. The mind operates in the linear, three-dimensional realm. And we can train our mind to become brilliant, to become genius, to get out of the linearity that we are so used to. But still, the mind is quite small in the magnificence of your spirit. So now, what's in the way? Why we can understand it but still not see the proof of that with every breath? Why? Because we disconnect from our power. Because there are certain things that are very real in this human incarnation that I can refer to as missing pieces of the soul, missing pieces of that wholeness. And this is deep. Because a lot of people are in that question. They're like, but I know everything, but I've already worked so much on myself, but I've done so much personal development already, but I've really gone deep and I've been honest. And it's still not here. The love is still not here. The abundance is still not here. The life of my dreams is still not here. What's in the way? Why? Why there is this gap? And that's what I can call those missing pieces of your soul that have not incarnated into the wholeness. And of course there is karma, of course there is pain, there is trauma in your own life, in your lineage, things that are stored in your body, things that are stored in the DNA, things that are in our collective. All of this is real, and all of this gets to be healed in the process of our supreme becoming. And it's also really beautiful, actually. It's also not something to rush and not something to hate also. Because when you're like, oh my gosh, I hate that I'm not where I am, you are just contributing to that lack. Instead, there gets to be the sense of holding that and embracing that and seeing how can we call back our soul. And this is such an intimate journey that can be excruciating, but also so beautiful. Because it's literally you are collecting yourself back, calling back your power, collecting back your pieces. And there are various ways to do that. All work is good work. The work may also unfold in spirals. You may see that it's like you're going in spirals through your life and you're revisiting the same old things. And things you're like, I thought I was done with that, and it's again back here and that. It's okay. Breathe through it. It's a spiral. It's normal. We all experience that. But now there are some really exquisite things we get to do. So what I've done with my work for many years, I've been drawn to different locations on this planet. Lately it's less, but it was 10 years that I was doing that. I was everywhere. I was in Australia, in the United States, in England, in Glastonbury, in Egypt, in Indonesia, in Thailand, in India, everywhere. I've offered my work everywhere. And every time I do that, like you go somewhere with an intention, with a practice, and also I'm privileged to bring a group of people who also come with that intention, with that purity, with that offering of themselves as love. We collect frequencies as well when we go to those different places. And what came to me very powerfully recently, because a lot of people ask me, when are we going to Egypt? I've run 3 very powerful journeys in Egypt. I've also run a journey for myself, and it's very interesting that I was actually in Egypt many times, maybe more than 10 times in my life, even as a child, because it was just easy for us to travel there when I was growing up, and it was good. We were getting some sun in the half a year of winter. So I was a lot in Egypt, and then at some point I remember I was in Hawaii, and I was talking to a friend, and she started to tell me, it was just a woman I met. It was not even, we were not in friendship yet. We just met, and she just started to tell me. She was like, I was in Egypt, and I went to those temples, and I knew where I had to sit and what I had to do. I just knew. And I was like, huh? When she said that, I had a bomb. Like, that's all I needed to hear. I was like, okay. And at that time, I still had my priestess school. And I was like, we're going there. Then I went on a journey there myself. It was a full-on journey. It was wild. Maybe one day I tell a deeper story about that, but it was really wild. I felt I needed to go there with 2 men to be protected, because modern Egypt is not like ancient Egypt. It has very different ways of being there, and it's good to have men by your side. So I felt I needed, because I wanted to be really open. I needed to really feel where we had to go with the group, what we had to do, what was the journey, where were the codes, where was the information that we really needed. And so I wanted to be really open, and then it happened. I flew there with 1 man, we met another man on the plane who we knew, and we had even our seats all together. It was crazy. And then through that, so many portals opened up and so many connections were built. And I basically ended up creating such connections that I can go and I can rent the Great Pyramid. Like, how crazy is that? I can rent the Great Pyramid for us. And that happened multiple times. So every time I went there with a group, then we would rent temples. No one else would have access to it. We would be there with our group, with our rituals, with our things that we wanted to do there. And then also in the Great Pyramid. And every time I would go there, there would be a sense that some pieces of the soul were collected, more than in any other place. Every place on earth is sacred. Yeah, it's our intention that makes us sacred, that makes it sacred. It's our willingness to open to the real essence of life that makes it sacred. But there, in Egypt, there is something really of a different caliber, because many of us had lifetimes upon lifetimes there and are having parallel lifetimes there. And there is such thing that when I'm like, how much can I speak? How openly can I speak? Because, I'm quite vulnerable when I am being online like this, exposed, because a lot of people may resonate and some people may not. And I'm really celebrating when people who don't resonate actually leave my field. Because we are going places. I feel we are going new places, actually. In 2024, now, I feel very new portals are open, and it's really my deepest wish that only people who meet in this field stay. It's really important. So there not everything I can say like that publicly. That's why I'm like maybe kind of like filtering a little bit. But still, what's important to say now is that when we are there, when you meet the temples with the right attitude, and we do training, when I go there with groups, we do training in parallel to going to those sacred sites. We do some training that makes us available to the codes that are present in those sacred sites, in the temples, in the Great Pyramid, in other places we go to, in the desert. There's a certain way, there are certain keys inside of us that we get to activate in order to meet those doors, those pathways that open up to us there. And recently I had this massive experience just a couple of days ago here at home in my practice, where I remembered when we were there last time, and every time this Egypt journey, oh my gosh, like every time it's intense for me. Like that's why, like, I know many of my ISIS codes women are like, when are we going to Egypt? Let's go to Egypt. We are ready. We are packing. I'm like, okay, we're going. We're gonna go. We're gonna go. Just let me find like the right way, because every time it's so intense. What I decided is that I am taking only people who've done really close work with me there. Like, because when we go, I really open there, and we really open portals there. We shift destiny lines there big time. It does happen with my work in all containers, but in Egypt there is something. We go places with what is available to us there. We go places, and so that's why now the prerequisite to go with me to Egypt is to be either in ISIS codes or in the field, which is my year-long mastermind, which is the field, and ISIS codes is the 4 months commitment at a time. But I know that there will be limited number of people. I will not take 30 people group again, not doing that in Egypt, but there will be a limited group, and the people who are closest and who are doing the deepest work with me, they will be the first ones to be invited there. So what came to me in that practice a couple of days ago was that when we were there last time, it was so difficult. As a facilitator, I don't complain of usually. Like normally I say, it's just Grace who does that. That each of those Egypt trips was difficult. Incredibly revealing, incredibly opening, incredibly liberating, but challenging. With the intensity of the land there, with that intensity, things come up to the surface that normally do not. With the pain body that is living in that land, with the fall of Egypt that we remember in our hearts, where we've built something so magnificent, so pristine, so profound, and then the fall came. Many of us remember this heartbreak as the deepest heartbreak, and every heartbreak we may experience in this life is just a little reminder of that massive, devastating, soul-shattering heartbreak. So when we go there, all of that comes to the surface, all of that becomes real. And when we are not stable in ourselves, we create dramas. We distract ourselves in all sorts of ways, with all sorts of thoughts, with all sorts of emotions, with all sorts of conflict, because to go there and to sit there, it's devastating. It's so painful. But at the same time, it's so liberating. And it's really that way to call back our power, to call back so many pieces of our soul, to really collect what we've left there in those walls, the information that is stored there, the keys, the codes that are stored there, that we left for ourselves to pick up. So I don't know if it makes sense when I speak like that. I think for some of you it does, at least. But you're still here. There's a bunch of you. So do we speak the same language still? That's good. I celebrate that. So anyway, I keep detouring. In that practice over there, I remember that moment that we had in the Great Pyramid, the last journey, which was 2021, December 2021. The final point was, I love you guys. The final point was the Great Pyramid. It's like the crown chakra of Egypt. So we go there in the end. At least that's what we did back then. Go there, we ran the whole thing, as I said. And we create a ritual there. I just get intuition. That's how I create all my rituals. If you didn't know, I come empty and then it unfolds. Exactly. So I created the whole thing. So I have some people in the Queen's Chamber, some people there, and then the whole magic starts to unfold. That the way we start to move in the space becomes very mysterious. And the way we stand with Dominic at the entrance of the King's Chamber is very specific. And we couldn't have come up with that. But we were there letting people come in and go into the sarcophagus, which is a whole, I think in this life it's so rich that probably every sentence I'm saying here, I could do like a whole course about. But anyway, like I feel my heart is like bursting because I'd love to share all of it, but there is a certain frame we should fit in. So we are letting people go into the sarcophagus, which is an ascension chamber. Yeah, there is also some mystics who are confirming that actually Jesus was there in sarcophagus undergoing his preparation for reincarnation. So these are, advanced techniques there, advanced tools that we have access to. And when we approach it from purity and with training, then we know how to activate them, how to meet it. So we are standing there, letting people come in, go into sarcophagus to have their rebirth ritual, which is phenomenal. It's like something else. People come out like looking 10 years younger. What the heck? Anyway, at some point, we find a positioning, how to be there, how to anchor our subtle bodies and our physical bodies into that machine. And something freaking pops. It's like we find a way to let this whole great pyramid take us into another space, another plane of existence. It's like something freaking popped there. And I felt like we were in cosmos. And I felt like expansion, just no limit. It was so wild. I felt one with the entire creation. And it felt like just all of us inside of this ascension machine were expanded into the entire universe. And such a healing and such a transmission and such an empowerment and such a recollection of power took place. So this is how it gets to be there. And it truly is a way. a powerful way to accelerate transformation, to accelerate the path. After that experience, 2 months later, I found my home, actually. It was very fast. If you heard the story of me finding my home, it was very fast. But it happened like right after that. And it's like the whole trajectory of my life got so anchored and new levels got unlocked. And I know the same happened for every single participant there, every single person who was there with us. So this is what is possible from the purity of the heart, from the willingness. And if you want to experience that with me, I must say, I have to go there. It's a bit crazy because like from my personality, I would never choose to do it again because like every time it was like, what the heck? But still, it's worth it, you know? And I do feel that we can go with a group of a maturity that is of really high level and of a connection in the group and a bond between us, that we go there and we just really do it with perfection. That's my dream, you know? I was every time hoping that we will do it like, and it was not. And I feel the next one may be that, because I have very high standards and requirements for people who are joining. So if you know you want to be a part of something as historic as that, it's going to happen either in the end of next year or even in the beginning of the following one. So it's a big commitment, but it's really something that alters a trajectory and shifts destiny towards the brightest path. So if you know you want to be a part of it, get close. That's what I'll say. Get close. We have the assessment form available for you. I'm loving receiving your assessments and seeing where you guys are at. I love my community. I love your vision, for your love, for your wealth, for your expansion, for your vision. So if you haven't sent in your assessment form, please do. I'd love to get to know what you're all about, and we can look into how we can work together moving forward. I'm opening 2 magnificent containers next week, ISIS codes and the field, and these are the ones that you want to be a part of if you want to go to Egypt together. Oh, Lizzie, I'm so happy to see you. Thank you so much. And thank you for being here. I'd love to know in the comments how it landed for you, and I'm looking forward to reviewing your assessment forms. Ciao, ciao.